Okay, welcome back to Cancelled Bottom Reds podcast after a really long time. A lot has changed.
Yeah,
Ten Hag has been sacked. I think we did discuss Ten Hag sacking last time, but then Root came in, stabled the ship. That's what you call it, stabled the ship or what? Steadied the ship.
steadied the ship. Yeah,
Steadied the
yeah.
ship and set the ground for Amorim. Amorim Reds to thrive, and while we have improved a lot under Amorim, the results have not really been very great. So there's a lot to discuss. There's a lot of optimism among fans as well, and that's what we all want to discuss today. Not just the optimism, but also what all is going right, what all is going wrong. So welcome back. Let's quickly start. We don't have our full gang here today, but we do have Chaitanya Kulkarni and Chaitanya Shetty. I have to take your full names because if I go by
Chaitanya
Kulkarni and
Nation will take
Shetty,
over this podcast.
yes, or we'll have to CS and CK. We'll have to do something like that.
Yeah.
But okay, so how do you guys feel? Amrim is here. Is it a good feeling? Is it the same, the feeling that you had when Ten Hag came in early on, or when Ole came early on? Is it any different from them, or what do you guys think?
You can go ahead, Shetty bhai.
I think it's been overall positive feeling so far, I'd say. Because as for the matches we have had, I think we have performed quite decently. Defensively, we have been solid, which wasn't the case under Tena. So on that front, he has definitely steadied us. Attacking wise, Amar has come in full flow. By the way, I read somewhere he has around 12 goal and assist under Amore.
Yeah, I think it could be even
Uh,
more. I think he has
it was 8 or 12.
six assists in total, and I think seven assists or 4 5 goals, something like that. But yeah, I think 12 is the number.
That, yeah, that comes around to 12 in 8 matches, which is quite
Yeah.
impressive. And arguably, he has been our best player under Amorim so far because he has played as a wing back and even as a right number 10. So I would say, yeah, the results have been a bit underwhelming, but I would say that's overall fine because not everything is dictated by the result. Maybe I'm going by the Ole lines.
Ten Hag would disagree with
The
you
lines
here.
Ole. Huh?
Ten Hag will disagree with you.
Oh, he'll bring the trophy
And
stick.
he'll smack the two
We
trophies
have
on your
already
face.
been knocked out of one trophy,
Yeah,
EFL, the mighty EFL Cup.
yeah.
But I don't think that really matters. I would say because
Still better than the charity shields won by
EFL.
Arsenal. But yeah, go ahead.
But Arteta keeps flexing about.
Yeah, right.
Obviously. So I think I've been pretty much positive about it, and even the recent City result as well. Like we went toe to toe with City, by the way. I checked somewhere it was around 49% possession, which
Yeah,
hasn't really happened ever. I
yeah.
don't remember in any recent time uh, we had so much possession against City. So I'd say I think yeah, obviously we do not have the right personals for Amorim, especially the wing backs. But let's see how he does in the coming Christmas fixtures. If he does well in those games, I can definitely see closing in on top four now.
Hmm.
So that's my takeaway.
CK bhai.
Yeah, I mean, Shetty bhai is given his neutral take, so
A balanced take.
yes. Now, time for me to hype things up. No, not really. But yeah, I mean, I have been impressed with what he's done. So after Ten Hag had gone, there was this sense of, will we ever get good? So that was there. So even the optimist in me was a bit scared of how things would be. But yeah, his press conferences, the way he's handled things, the way he's controlled our games and their rotations, everything. So I think there is a sense of hope and optimism with Amorim. I think what I liked about him is his sense of awareness of things around here. So he's completely aware of the job and the task in hand. I don't think he has any misconceptions in his mind. So it's not that he's come here not knowing things. So he's quite aware of what things are, where people will hype you, where people will criticize you. So considering that factors, I think that awareness plays a lot of role, because you can take actions accordingly. So if you're not aware about things, you do tend to be under the radar about a few things which you shouldn't be. So he has had those things in control. I see more clarity in the expression of thoughts, whether to in the press conferences or in the gazillions of interviews which he has given, or to the players in general. So I think players are also able to understand what he's trying to convey, and I think he's come at a time where there are not of lot off the pitch issues इतने नहीं है which were there at the time maybe when other managers took over. So he's taken over a relatively stable squad as compared to our earlier managers. So I think, and one positive is that he's tried to implement his own style from the get go. So he's not waited to
Hmm.
see if this adjusts to the players or not.
Or complain
So
that I don't
nor
have the
complain.
players to.
Exactly. So he knows that he time was on is on his side, and there will be no immediate pressure on him. So
Hmm.
he's done his best to utilize that time and immediately get things going. So I think that I like that aspect of his, that he's immediately tried to put his style into play. How our squad would adapt to a back three was my concern, but I think we have shown that
Defense looks
we
better,
can.
I think.
Yeah, it looks good. It's not dull and gloomy as it could we would have thought, but
Yeah.
he's done made it look good. Of course, there's a lot of scope for improvement. We need depth in our wing backs. We don't have that a lot.
Hmm.
So Ahmad has been made into a makeshift wing back, and he's done well in that. But I think Ahmad would be more useful in the front. So I
Hmm.
think we can improve in the win backs category, whether if it's on the left or on the right.
Yeah.
So that is there. But yeah, I can see more control. I don't see a lot of structural issues which were there when Ten Hag was there. So whatever the goals we have conceded, I think they were more sloppy mistakes, or soft goals, which we can work on,
Hmm.
not something which are structural issues. So far things look good. Of course, the results haven't been that good. I mean, they have been somewhat, I wouldn't say mediocre, but I wouldn't say too outstanding as well, somewhere in between. But I think with time that will improve. So the outlook is more towards optimistic side. Let's see how things go. We never
Yeah.
know with this club. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think like I feel like previously a lot of foundations were not right. For
hmm,
example, when you defend, you're not compact. We were seeing that. Like the funny part is the scope of improvement was so much that even if you do the basics right, you do well. Like for example, when you defend, you have to be compact. The team didn't do that.
yeah,
We're trying
yeah.
to do that now. Hai na? We press a lot better or in a lot more organized way. And previously, when we press higher, our center backs wouldn't join. Now,
Hmm.
center backs are joining, which they're supposed to do. It's not a rocket science kind of thing. But we are pressing with a lot more intensity. It
And
it
cohesiveness. Yeah,
and cohesiveness, right?
yeah.
And we saw that in the Spurs game. My only a little bit of concern is that could happen sometimes when a new manager comes in. The team is all pumped up. That even happened when Ralph Rangnick, whatever his name is, came in. And uske time pe bhi I remember ki we had that Palace game in which we pressed a lot. We all thought, okay,
Yeah,
this is
first
what
game.
this team is capable of, but they could not sustain it. So I really hope they sustain it. Amorim sounds like a very clear guy what he wants, and I think he may come off as the sweetest guy, but he is the most ruthless guy we have brought in. Like he really contradicts himself in that way that his persona gives you a different kind of idea, but like he's very ruthless, very clear about how he wants, and very articulate too. That is pretty nice if you're a United manager with all the media pressure that comes in. Along with that, I think one thing that I really really want changed in his system is the left wing back. So far, whatever we have tried, I don't think it's working out. I could understand why Dallo is there because of his work rate. The left wing back has to do a lot of running, but his output in the final third, I don't think it's there. Maybe we can gamble a little bit on that. Maybe try someone like Anthony in that position, or I would like to see more of Malasia. Maybe he hasn't been deemed very fit, so we're trying to go slow with that. But I still think starting Dallo for 2 games, I would really like to see Malasia in this in the game against Bournemouth. But let's see what happens. And yeah, I think other than that, I think another thing that I really like that has changes. Our team has become less chaotic. Of course, these bad habits from the past will take some time to go in. We saw a glimpse of that against Spurs. How those first around 8 minutes of the second half, we were
Very
like we
chaotic.
completely lost concentration,
Hmm.
and we were not able to keep the ball. Stick take the sting out of the situation. But eventually, we did. What really I liked was everyone, including myself, was optimistic that even after we were down 3-0, we could somehow envision a comeback. So that was really positive, and I think things are going in the right direction under Amorim. Can he sustain it? That is a question in itself. But yeah, a lot of players have improved too. I think. Who do you think has improved the most, and who do you think looks like he doesn't have a future in this team? Which players do you guys think don't belong in an Amorim team moving forward? Let's say 2 years ahead, 3 years ahead.
We are already going there, aren't we?
We'll slowly move to that.
It
We'll
is pretty
slowly
much
move to
clear.
that. But let's take
Pretty much
like
clear, I would
a
say.
whole team approach first. Yeah,
Yeah.
Shetty bhai, let's start with you.
So the one who has improved the most is arguably Ahmad.
Yeah,
No debate about that.
was he
And
always
another
this
one I
good,
would say,
or he has improved?
You never know. He hasn't played that well. I mean, he hasn't played. I'm not saying well.
Hmm.
He hasn't played. Huh?
yeah,
Yeah,
like, he did feature a lot under Ten Hag, I would say.
in the in
Like
the, in the
whenever
early
did he,
games.
yeah, yeah. But whenever he did this season, he has done well, I would say.
Hmm.
So I think he has pretty much continued his form from early season. Another player who has done well, and I'm not surprised really, is Maguire
Hmm.
because yeah, he's pretty much suited to the back three system in my opinion,
Yeah, like
and
that
that makes
protects
the best of
his
it.
weaknesses too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he's also making those passes as well,
Yeah,
stepping back.
yeah. That
So
I think
I think
Delict
really
is not
more
very
of
good at. Like he's
yeah,
decent
yeah.
at it, but he's not Maguire level good.
Yeah, Maguire is
I
on
think
another
both are
level, I
good
would say.
options over there. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Hmm.
Of course, so these are players that have notably improved. Of course, Mazrui has been doing well since the start of the season.
Sure. What about
So
Ogate?
that's that. Okate, oh yeah. What a shift against City.
Yeah.
Man of the match performance, easily.
I think his best game was against Spurs. He was rapid fast in that game. Like I was actually shocked by the speed with which he was covering ground. He was everywhere on the pitch when he was there, and I
And he
think
can pass the ball as well.
yeah,
My God, can he pass the ball?
yeah, and he has also built some press resistance. Like
Yeah.
you could see that confidence in his game. Pehle to he reminded me of Fred. I thought ki this is a very similar profile, a player who presses a lot, works very hard. You don't know what to expect when he has the ball. Doesn't check his shoulder while with the ball. But yeah, he's showing good signs already. I think the system suits him. He doesn't have to
Yeah,
like the four at the
and
back
he has
system
already
certainly
worked under
doesn't.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
He has already
Exactly.
worked under Amorim.
And these are the players that have worked. How? Which players do you think haven't worked, and or don't have a future in this team, and why?
Okay. Should I tell the name?
I'm saying names, man. You don't have to single one out like Amram did in
Okay.
the previous game.
Names, so I would say currently it's Rashford, obviously. It
Hmm.
just hasn't clicked up way under Amorim so far.
Have you been like dissatisfied with his performance, or you're going by what the
Obviously,
coach has said about him?
he hasn't really given 100%, I would say, whenever he's on the pitch. It's not about the goals and assists, in my opinion. It's about how he conduct on the field.
Yeah, agree with
I
that.
don't know if you guys remember. You guys remember his performance against Brentford early in the season?
Hmm. I
He
don't
had
have
an
a very
assist,
good
I'd say.
idea.
Yeah, like he passed. He played in the right wing, and
Hmm.
he gave a cross to Garnacho, and Garnacho scored.
Okay, I remember that game. He looked nice
That one, yeah.
in that game, I think. Did he?
Mm-hmm. So he performed quite well in that game, but
Yeah.
it just hasn't continued in any other
Hmm.
games.
It has always been
So
said
that's the
about
problem with it.
Rashford. No? He's a bit of a streaky player.
But that's the thing now with the streak bhi nahi aa raha. It's like it's
Yeah.
coming for one game and it's going.
Yeah.
I mean, he did score 2 goals against Everton, and what happens against Nottingham? That's the thing. No? So that's one player I would say he has to really significantly improve. Otherwise, he is on his way out. Because the way some of the reports that have come out recently, it's like the club is actively pushing him to be out
Hmm.
this summer. Another player who hasn't worked so far has been Dalot, obviously, but partly it has to do with he has been playing on the wrong side. I would say.
Hmm.
I don't think so. He's quite suited on the left hand side.
But do you
Maybe
think he
far
has a
well.
future here in the long run? Profile wise,
We
he's
need to
very
look
similar
into
to
it. I'd say
Mazraoui.
profile wise, yeah, like he can still play as a third centre back at worst.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
There is a scope there, I would say.
I don't know if he
So
has
he's
the defensive know-how to do. Like Mazraoui is a smart defender. He can defend well in that
yeah,
space. I don't know if Dallo
that's
has that.
true. But like we need to be careful with all those outgoings as well. Like we cannot be selling each and every player
Yeah.
because we
Right.
need to make sure that we also bring in the right players as well.
Hmm.
So I would say we need to keep him for another season at least, and let's see how
Hmm.
things go about. Because wing back is such a position, I don't think so. We are going to bring in 2 to 3 players
Yeah. His fitness
in
helps a
one
lot
summer.
too.
Yeah, yeah. So at best, I see two signings for wing backs, left wing back and a right wing back. That's it. So for depth, we might need him for next season. So at least for the near future, he stays, in my opinion. But until and unless the Real Madrid come knocking and give him 50 million, then that
Oh,
changes the thing, right?
the door opens automatically. Sir.
Yeah, I mean, if they're willing to give 50 million, why deny it?
The right back market is actually not very good. That makes him a good asset. I don't think there are a lot of good right backs in
Mhm.
the world. There are a lot
Definitely,
of good
definitely.
left backs in the world, which is good for us when we think of shopping. You can Robinson is there, Kerker
Sure,
is
sure.
there, Eight Nouri is there, Davis, Hernandez. The list goes on. The
Mhm.
Leon guy that we signed, he's supposed to be great. We have
Yeah,
Amas in the academy too. So left back market is flooded with talents.
I think right back market is kind of screwed.
Yeah.
But if Real Madrid goes for him, we need to see because even Trent is going to be out of contract this season, I guess, by the
What
end
would
of
you
the
take?
season.
Like, what would you take? Trent going to Real Madrid for free and Dallo eventually getting sold for 30, 40 million? Or Dallo getting sold for 50, 55 million and Trent signing a new contract at Liverpool? What would you guys take?
Okay, that's a nice question.
Say, "आगे what do you think will
Oh, that's a
qualify?
nice
I
question,
think you have
actually.
a straight answer.
Yeah, you can go ahead with it.
Is he frozen or he's thinking?
No, no, no. You guys have asked me. Okay, I thought Shetty Bhai was speaking. All right. See, for me, it's a very straightforward answer. I would just think about United at this moment, and I don't see Dallo should be one on the transfer list at the moment,
Hmm.
considering the other issues which we have. So I would still keep Dallo. I am really concerned. I still think Rashford could do a good job under Amorim if the other stuff improves.
Hmm.
I think he's not in the right frame of mind. I don't know if that will change anytime soon.
What's your
But
expectation? Do you think it can change if you were to make a prediction right now?
I think he has a lot of off the field stuff going off, which is affecting his performances. That's what I'm thinking. So if that improves, his performances on the pitch will improve. He's that kind of player. That's what I feel. But I think he will suit his system more than Garnacho. I am really concerned about Garnacho, to be honest. because Garnacho looked like a star at the starting of this season. Under Ten Hag, I think he would have flourished this season. But
Hmm.
under Amorim, I am really scared about his prospects as a United player. Maybe I'm proven wrong, but I think Garnacho is one that I think hasn't fit in well with the system of his role either up front, and there's not a lot of options where we can use him as well. So we can't use him as a wing back. The only role is in the front two, which we can use for him. And I'm not sure that whether he can make the cut over there. I hope he proves me wrong.
Proves his defensive work ethic. He can play as a wing back because I think Garnacho is an outlet. I don't see his place in the first in the front three because our outlet in that setup is uh, the striker. But if we play
He,
someone like
yeah,
Roxy, but then he has to improve his technical ability by a
yeah,
country mile. He is
that, yeah, yeah.
That's not his
Ability
game.
is quite limited. So
Yeah,
he's
he's not
more
like
of a
Davies.
direct player. I don't
Direct
see any
player who,
creativity as well.
yeah,
He needs
like
to
So
pass the ball as well.
works works
yeah.
nice in isolation. With
Hmm.
wide space around him, not someone
Hmm.
who can play in tighter spaces.
So he's something I'm really concerned about. Other
Hmm.
people I'm not concerned about, but they will be moved on eventually. Are the senior players like Casemiro, Ericsson?
Eriksen.
I see them moving. Maybe Evans
Centre
could be
backs,
moved as well.
centre
Evans could be moved.
Evans will retire now. Like he
Yeah,
has
he'll
discussed about
retire.
his stuff.
That Lindelof could be gone as well. So I think those players could go. Um, so I mean that I'm not really concerned about because of their age and seniority. So that was anyways going to happen. Garnacho I was a bit concerned about because he was a star, but with his I mean, I don't know what his ceiling would be under this new system. I frankly think it is questionable. I wouldn't consider Dallo as one to be on the transfer list because I think he's still a very good utility player. So I agree that his output in the final third is not that good, but he is playing in a unfamiliar position to him.
Hmm.
He's more better on the right than on the left. He adapted better as a left back, but as a left wing back, that's a completely different proposition. So I think we
Hmm.
should be targeting a left wing back as a priority more than a right wing back.
Shaw Malasia, what do you guys think about them? Sell both, keep one.
I don't think Shaw will have
Fitness
a
पे
market.
decide करो. Yeah.
Like his contract expires 2027,
Hmm.
Hmm.
and I don't really think anyone will be up for him as well.
Yeah.
Like
So you're
unless we
saying
really sell him for a really low fee.
he'll go for 15-20 kind of fee. I don't see him going for anything higher. See the left
I
back,
don't think
But
any
still,
gets
I
him,
mean,
but
but if
dozens
you
of options.
but if you think last two seasons, he has barely started.
Hmm.
That's the thing, right? For once, even Mount may have a market, definitely. But with
Mount
Shaw,
will have a
he
market.
has
He's very
injuries.
young too.
Yeah, but Shaw has pretty much a huge history of injuries, so makes me think he won't be getting any bias. And he's in his 30s as well now. Look, sure, if I'm
He's
not wrong.
29. Go easy on him.
Yeah,
He's
like
just
he's
one day
touching
older to
30.
me. 30 is not there yet. Go easy on him.
don't put yourself in that situation. It's never good. Anyways, uh,
Any other
yeah, but
players?
yeah, Shetty Bhai is right. Shaw, I don't think there's a market for Shaw at the moment. Yeah, not unless he gets fit. So
So the obvious prospects on the chopping board are Rashford, Garnacho, Ericsson, Casemiro, Lindelof. Maguire stays or goes? I think
Yeah,
should stay.
Maguire
Absolutely
should
stay.
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 Maguire should
He
stay.
He
said
should
that
stay.
in his interview too. The signs are positive. I think
Yeah,
he'll end up staying.
yeah, and
He's going to stay
yeah,
because
yeah. Go ahead,
Anthony,
go ahead.
he's going to stay
Anthony.
because we really need a centre back depth as well. Like
Hmm.
we can't be selling each and everyone, right? And not like
Right.
Martinez has been really been reliable so far. It's
Yeah.
been a mixed performance, I would say.
Yeah, he
I
doesn't
think
look
he's
reliable.
I think he's done better as compared to the last, what you can say,
Yeah, with
when
Ten
Ten
Hag.
Hag was there.
Yeah,
He
Start of the
suits
season.
better to that, what, third center back role. He looks good
Yeah.
in that role. Not maybe as the main center back. I think
Hmm.
Delict and Maguire are good in that role, and we should keep it that way. But yeah, he's looked decent in that role. Of course, he's been sloppy, but I don't think he should be on the chopping board, to be very honest.
Fair enough. Bigger problems to deal with right now. Too much
Yeah,
to.
bigger problems to deal
I
with.
think he.
Exactly.
I do think we need to upgrade on him, but I think we can do with
Not right
Martinez for
now.
now.
Yeah, yeah.
We
For
have
another
bigger
season, we
problems
can
to
do with
solve.
it. No problem.
I would want us to sign at
Because
least two left wing backs. One who can play, maybe LCB sometimes can fit in. One who
yeah,
can just like who's very explosive.
I had impressions that Mazraoui could play well in that right wing back role, but Spurs game was a testament that he can't do that. So yeah, maybe
You
Amorim
you
profiled him
need
well as the third centre back. Yeah,
you need more of a winger there than a
yeah,
fullback
yeah, yeah,
on the
yeah,
right
yeah.
side, na? The way we have set
Hmm.
up.
Hmm.
That way makes sense. Okay,
I
so
think we'll
I
be
don't think
doing
I
some
will add
shopping from
anyone
Sporting
else
as
to
well.
that list. Garnacho, yeah, you are. What I think is that I think we should keep at least one of Rashford or Garnacho because I think we'll have too many because our team won't have any outlet then if we sell both.
Yeah, yeah. We
And
can't
I think
send
you
both.
need a
That's for
good
sure.
mix of all the kind of profiles because in some games you need outlets. When
Hmm.
teams are pressing high, you could make good use of Zogzi dropping in, Garnacho sprinting forward. So I think in that sense, but then again,
And in the current system, I feel Rashford is more of an asset to us than Garnacho. To be very honest.
it is. All right then. I think we have all the corners covered. Any last thoughts that you guys think? Do you have a good feeling about Amarim? Do you think we'll finish in top four? Yes or no?
Yeah, considering the city's form, I think we can sneak in. And I don't. I think even Chelsea are going to fall off as well in the latter half of the season. So I think we do have a good chance to finish in top four, and we should keep prioritize Premier League as well because in Europa League you just don't know, man. You can have just 10 to 15 minutes of bad football and lose a game. So ultimately, we should still
Yeah.
prioritize the Premier League because we are still 5 points away from top four, which is not really bad, I would say, at the current moment. So yeah, yeah, keep the push on for the Premier League.
What about you,
See,
Kulkarni?
फोर्थ और फिफ्थ उससे नीचे नहीं जाएंगे. Fourth or fifth, why I'm saying because Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, I don't think they are dropping below the top three. So that is there. We have one position for grabs. I don't know how much more Guardiola City will implode. So I think it's all dependent on that. I think I see us improving more. So yeah, we could definitely challenge for top four. But yeah, if Guardiola City does come back, then we never know. But yeah, if it continues on the same path, we are definitely getting top four. We are definitely not pushing below fifth. That's for sure.
By the way, Ruben Diaz is also injured for a few weeks.
Injured, yeah,
So
for 3 weeks. Yeah,
I
that
don't
was the
think that
report.
helps
Yeah,
City's chances. I think it gets worse for
yeah.
City at least in this month. They'll probably get a few
Hmm.
signings in the January. Probably they'll be a bit more aggressive too. I don't know because of the
Hmm.
kind of
Hmm.
situation they're in. They have made sales, so PSR wise, I think they're solid. So I do
They're
expect
in good
City to,
shape.
like
Yeah.
things could change after winter, but again, the the broader problem for them, I think, looks right now to be Pep Guardiola, if not anyone else. Pep sort of has his ideas caught out by teams. Teams kind of know what to do, and the confidence
Yeah.
is at all-time low. A lot of players are getting old. There are players who
Yeah.
are very prone to errors. Matthias, Nunez, Guardiola makes a lot of errors. Rodri is out for the season. Rodri, I think, was a very big glue. So Rodri being absent the whole time, I do think they'll sign Zubimendi or someone else, but I don't know how significantly that improves them. It will improve them, bring more stability. I think Kovacic and a new DM could stabilize their midfield, which is very chaotic right now. But then again, they make a lot of mistakes. They make a lot of mistakes. I think that's their problem. So yeah, I also think United can finish top four. I actually expect the results to get a lot better because if you compare the last two games from the previous two games, you can clearly see the players are getting the idea now. They are understanding their positions, their
Yeah.
roles well. So I think it could improve moving forward. I think we have most of the big games played as well. I think our run is
Yeah.
how is our run like moving forward? If I quickly take it,
Liverpool is there.
Liverpool is on
We
5th January.
Yeah.
like purely,
We have Bournemouth right now.
Three easy games, I would say, in my opinion.
Yeah, Bournemouth, Wolves, Newcastle to end the year.
then Liverpool,
Then we have
Southampton, Brighton,
Liverpool,
Fulham.
Southampton, Brighton, Fulham, Crystal
So
Palace.
the
Yeah, the run looks
Uh,
good, and Spurs.
the big
Just
game
both
two
left
easy
is
runs,
difficult
I
points.
away,
think.
away,
Yeah,
Liverpool away, which is a difficult game. Newcastle at home, I don't count that as a difficult or a very big game. Wolves away, Bournemouth at home is also not a
Both
very
sides.
difficult game to play. Although Bournemouth is in very good form. And then we have after Liverpool, we have certain Brighton, Fulham, Crystal Palace, then Spurs away, then Everton,
Yeah,
Ipswich,
yeah.
then Arsenal, then Leicester. I think we have good run of fixtures moving forward. In the
Yeah,
next like around 10 games, the only big sides that we play is Liverpool, which is away,
Mm,
Spurs, which is away. And then in March we play Arsenal. Other than that, till March we only play two big sides. Other than that, there's just
yeah.
Fulham. That's it. That is a strong opposition. So there is it very is it very like audible?
Docs want to chime in the podcast.
Yeah, I think this is the time
I
to,
think
to wrap things up. It was great to have you both on the podcast. I hope United only gets better from now on. I'll go and change my fantasy team before the deadline expires. So yeah,
Oh, there's the deadline. If it's 4:30 deadline, I think. Yeah, let me just check it out.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like I think 2 hours before the kickoff, something like that.
kickoff. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
1.5 hour or 2 hours, I don't know. 1.5 hours, I think. All right then. Have a great weekend, guys. Glory, glory,
Yes,
man
yes.
United.
Have a great weekend, all of you.
Welcome to the show. It's the funky football crew that the plays the strut, keeping you in the